Hello everyone, welcome back to Catherine's Plates. Today I'm going to show you how to make Coca-Cola meatballs. I've made Coca-Cola roast before and it was a hit. So I'm hoping these will be a hit. I like Swedish meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs, the Italian style, and I like porcupine meatballs. So I'm hoping I love Coca-Cola meatballs. You can eat these over mashed potatoes, rice, or pasta. Or heck, just eat them right out of the baking dish. Y'all ready? The most important ingredient, Coca-Cola. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is make the meatballs, and then we have a delicious sauce that we're going to make for them. So in a large bowl, we're going to start off with 2 pounds of ground beef. So what we're going to do is take about 1/4 cup of chopped onions. We're going to add them to the meat. Now I've diced these pretty small, and I did about 1/2 of an onion, and 1/2 of it's going to go into our meat mixture, and then 1/2 of it's going to be used for the sauce. Now that's going to be the same thing for the bell pepper. This was kind of a small one, but I diced it up pretty fine, kind of like I did the white onion. So I'm just going to place 1/2 of those into my meat mixture. All right, we're going to add in 1/4 cup panko crumbs. Now you can use seasoned breadcrumbs or regular breadcrumbs, it's whatever you want. I'm going to be using the panko crumbs, they're light and crispy. I have 1 beaten egg, 1/4 cup of milk. I'm going to go in with 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire. I'm going to flavor with some salt, 1/4 teaspoon, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. All right, I'm going to put on some kitchen gloves, and then we're going to mix this all together. What we're going to do now is form the meatballs. I've got about a 1.5 inch scoop. So I'm just going to go into the meat mixture, pull it along the sides, give it a nice rolling action here, and then just place it on a plate. This way they'll keep all the meatballs uniform, all the same size. There we go. What I like to do with my meatballs is sear them on all sides, get them nice and brown and crispy on the edges before we bake them in the oven with the delicious sauce. So I'm just going to place them in a skillet really quickly. I'm going to put it on medium-high heat. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Just another layer of flavor. If you don't want to do that, you can add a little bit of oil. Now I'm going to bring this to a sizzle because I want the pan really hot. That way when we put the meatballs in, they'll start searing. While that's happening, we're going to go ahead and take a 9x13 baking dish. I'm just going to spray it with some cooking spray. That way when we put the meatballs in and they bake, they won't stick to our baking dish. Okay, so it may be that we do 2 batches here. So once they get browned and everything, they'll go right into our baking dish. Now if you can get them all in there, that's great. For some reason I thought I wasn't going to be able to fit them all, but they fit. Now let them brown on one side and get nice and crispy before we start rotating them around. The aroma of frying meatballs, oh my gosh, it's so delicious. Don't try to skip this step. But it's an optional step. So you can roll your meatballs and put them directly into your baking dish and make the sauce for it, but I'm telling you what, you will lose some delicious flavor nice texture on those meatballs, so try to do that. All right, I'm turning the meatballs over. Y'all come here. I want y'all to see this. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, that's the way my husband loves meatballs, let me tell you. Oh yeah, look at that. Good things are happening in this pan. Now we're not cooking the meatballs all the way through. We're just browning them on all sides. All right, once the meatballs are browned on all sides, doesn't take very long. Just go ahead and remove them, drain the grease from them, and just place them into our baking dish. One layer. Okay, what we're going to do is drain some of the grease out of our pan. We're going to make the sauce in there, just a really quick sauce. So what I'm going to do is just take some foil, kind of make it a cup. Just going to place it in a bowl. Pour the grease into it. Not all of it. Leave about a tablespoon of grease. All right, we're just going to let that cool down, then we can toss that. All right, there's my onions. I don't know if y'all can see that right here, and the bell pepper. This will start building the sauce. I just want to soften these down just a little bit. I'm going to season these with some salt and pepper. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to add 10 ounces of tomato soup, or you can put in tomato sauce. I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of beef broth, 2 teaspoons minced garlic, Worcestershire, about 1 teaspoon. Let's go ahead and turn off the heat. Now we're going to add the main ingredient. This is what it's all about. Coca-Cola. 8 ounces. I'm just going to stir it in. That smells delicious. All right, grab a spoon. See if your seasonings are where you need them. Oh, I can't wait for this one. That's delicious. All right, I'm gonna take a ladle and start ladling the sauce over the meatballs. We want to make sure that we cover all the meatballs. You can definitely taste that sweetness from the Coke in this. Oh, yeah, that was a good flavor. I've done it in the crock pot with a roast and put Coca-Cola in it. That was really good. Now this is a doubled recipe for the sauce. So if you don't want this much sauce, then you can half the recipe. But you know what? You're going to be putting this over something. Some mashed potatoes, rice. Plus, these are going to steam in this sauce also. I've got my oven preheating at 350 degrees. I'm going to place this in there for 1 hour. Now, you don't have to cover this at all. And then about 30 minutes beforehand, before it's done, you can go ahead and start your rice, your potatoes, or your pasta. That way it's all done at the same time. All right, there's the meatballs. 1 hour later, that sauce just went right into these meatballs. Oh gosh, they're so flavorful. I've already tried one. Look at that sauce. So I made some rice, and I'm going to put the meatballs over it. I had garnished it with some parsley. All right, then I've got a pot of green beans that I doctored up for a full meal. Y'all ready for the close-up? There you go. Coca-Cola meatballs. All I need to do now is grab a fork and give it a try. Here's my bite. Oh my gosh, those meatballs are so tender. So full of flavor, and that gravy. Oh, I'm glad I made the rice for it. That gravy just kind of caramelized somewhat in the oven and baked right into those meatballs. It is so delicious. All right, y'all let me know what you think of my Coca-Cola meatballs and give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way, you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. Y'all comment down below if you're ready to make Coca-Cola meatballs. I will see you on the next episode.